So the basic numerical of the truss looks like this actually. So they might ask you, determine the forces in all the members of the truss and indicate the magnitude, nature of the force on the diagram on the truss. Okay, they might ask you like this. So are go. They asked us to find the nature of the force and magnitude of it in the web members or the members in generally. So, what is our role is? Our role is to find the force, but through the help of method of joints. Over here, we are going to do the numerical with the help of method of joints. So, we'll study how that is about to be done. But before that, let us understand few concepts. That is whether the truss is perfect or deficient, or else the other term is redundant. Three types of a truss. So let us go first with the joints. What all the joints are there here? One is point A, B, C, D as well as E. How many of there? A, B, C, D, E. That means five joints are there. So if I take that joint J is equal to 5. So similarly, how many members are there? Between AB there is a one member. Between okay, let me call that member as an 1 and second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and 7. So there are 7 members are there. The member is 7, which is normally denoted in terms of M. Do not confuse with the moment, okay? So we have a formula M is equal to 2J minus R actually, which is also given as 2J minus 3. Why it is 3? Because the maximum number of reactions that can be determined by the equilibrium equation is 3. So that is what it is. We have given it as. So the formula is M is equal to 2J minus 3. Upcoming next, let us apply the same value, that is M is equal to 7, 2 into 5 minus 3. I hope the answer is same, 7 is equal to 7. When some equation, when some trusses which holds good for this equation, that type of a truss is called as a perfect truss, a perfect frame. Okay. Uh, Coming to the next is, what if M is equal to 2J minus 3, okay, 2J minus 3, M is greater than that 2J minus 3. Okay, what happens? In that cases, we call this one as an redundant because we have a more member than required. The moment M is less than 2J minus 3, this one we call it as a deficiency. There is a deficient of one member or two member depending on number. Okay, this is redundant because we have extra. So this is one concept. Once it is done, okay, now regarding solving, before solving, what we need to proceed is we have to look through the uh, whatever the given numericals. We have to see what type of the support is given, whether this is a simply supported or one side hinged and another side simply supported, because the maximum reaction you can find with the help of equilibrium equation is 3. So in this case, over here what we have to see is we have to take this whole beam, okay, this whole beam as a single member, single member beam, and that's the same point A, D, E. Okay, I have taken it as a whole this truss as a single member. The same force I have applied, that is 60 kilonewton. Over here in the same line of action, I have put that as a 40 kilonewton, as well as over here as a 50 kilonewton. Okay, so one data is missing, that is over here the distance is 2 meter, and this is equilateral triangle, so all the sides are 2 meter itself. That means over here it is 1 meter, 1 meter, 1 meter, 1 meter. And what type of the reaction that is governing over here? Due to the simply supported, only one reactions, and the reaction at RA is called as RA. What happening at D? One reaction is happening. Reaction is at D, I call it as an RD. Okay. So we converted this truss into a simple beam numerical actually. So does it look like a beam numerical now? Our aim is to find the reaction RA value and RD value as of now. Okay. What all the equilibrium equation we have as such? Equilibrium equation. That is summation of vertical force is equal to 0, summation of horizontal force is equal to 0, summation of movement about a point is equal to 0. We have a three equilibrium equations. So let me take the first equilibrium equation as summation of moment about a point is equal to 0. Okay, it's better you guys take first summation of moment is equal to 0 as a first equation only, because most of the solution will be getting by here itself. Let me take the moment center as a point A. Somewhere over here my moment center is there. So that is summation of moment about a point A is equal to 0. This is what I assume. You can take at the D also, but I have assumed at A. As is equal to 0, I place the same. The RA is passing through the moment center, so the whole term is 0. Clockwise or anti-clockwise doesn't matter. And I have to assume always as it is, clockwise as a positive, anti-clockwise as a negative. So the first load, that is 40 kilonewton, the 40 kilonewton is going clockwise direction, so 40 into perpendicular distance is 1 plus same with 60, and the perpendicular distances for this load is 2 meter. Okay, the perpendicular distance is distances from the force to the point where it is the moment is calculated. Okay, and third force is 50 kilonewton. It's also the clockwise only, that is 50 into the perpendicular distances for this, the perpendicular distances, this is the perpendicular distance, which is 3 meter. And the last is last wala, that is RD. RD is making negative anti-clockwise. The whole perpendicular distances is 4 meter. Okay, so RD into 4. So this whole term becomes 0 because it is multiplied by 0. So only unknown that is over here is RD itself, nothing else. So if you calculate that, you get a value of RD as 77.5 kilonewton. Do the mathematics once, though it is directly written here, try on your own. It is 77 kilonewton. What is the second equation now? This is done. Let us go with this itself. Summation of horizontal force is equal to 0. Do you see any horizontal force in this direction or in this direction actually? There is no horizontal force itself. So we don't need this formula itself. The second formula, there is no horizontal. And what is the last formula? The last formula is summation of vertical force is equal to 0. So summation of vertical force, what all the vertical force you are seeing? Let me take all the upward as a positive, downward as a negative. Okay. So if you assume that summation RA is going upward, positive, RD is going upward, positive, and all the forces are going downward. that is 40, 60 and 50. Remember this, upward force should equal to the downward force. So that you can also write that RA plus RD is equal to 40 plus 60 plus 50. Directly you can write. The more you get perfection right, you write directly this line. So that is 150 kilonewton. But you know the value of RD from here. So apply that and get the value for RA. And the value of the RA will be approximately 72.5 kilonewton. So 72.5 plus 77.5 kilonewton. If you add these two, you should get the value of 150 kilonewton. So now you got the value of RD and RE. Okay. But this is doesn't ends over here itself. Remember, this doesn't ends over here. But you understood one of the concepts, how to do it. So let me take this all out. Okay. See this. What is our aim actually? What they said is they want to know whether the member, okay, I'll draw with a different color as of such. What is a member? Member is a element which is in between the two joints. Now let me assume this is a member AB. Let me take member AB, let me take member AE and joint A. Okay, so this is member AB, member AE and the joint A at over this point. Okay, I hope you understand this. What we do in the analysis is we assume, okay, we do the first thing is we assume all members are undergoing, all members undergo tension. Okay, this is my method. You can refer to the any other method, but the answer comes the same. Okay, this is the method I choose generally because it is a little bit easier, the lesser the complexity. So I do choose this method. So you have an option to choose any method that you like. So now we have talking about this, right? Member joint A, but joint A come up with one load also, one reaction load, that is RA. And the value of the RA was, as we discussed, that is, or we calculated 72.5 kilonewton. Okay. Now let us assume with the member AB. If if member AB, this is a member AB. Okay, member AB. What is the? I assume the internal force in the, sorry, the member is undergoing tension, right? How does the tension actually happens? Two forces are going away from each other. This is what I assume. The nature of the internal force. But if the beam or anything that should be staying in an equilibrium condition, what should be done? That means, I'll give you an example. If there is a box and if someone is applying a load of F, and if this box don't need to be moving away from the position where it is, what should one should do? One should apply the opposite force over there with the same magnitude, right? In the same line of action. Then there is a F minus F happens, which is equal to 0. So this is why we are looking for an equilibrium equation. The same thing, if there is a tension that is undergoing in this member, truss member, but if the truss need to be in the equilibrium, what we have to do or what it should happen inside the truss? From the joint there should be one counter force should be given, right, from the both end, so that the truss is uh, equilibrium as it looks like this over here. The same thing happens over here also. Okay, the truss member T, if we assume that it is in the tension and the both forces are going away from each other, to have an equilibrium condition, from the joint there will be a internal resistance force generated. If the internal resistance force F is equal to the tension created by F, the both get cancelled out, and the truss which will be holding in the equilibrium condition only. Okay, the same if the member AB, if I assume everything is in the tension now, but I assume now as in a compression, if both are in compression, the point AB itself again now, if it need to be in the, if it need to be, just this understand this, if it need to be in the equilibrium equation, the resistances force or reactive force from the joint should be in the this direction or in this direction. It should be in the this direction. Over here, this is the reaction. Okay, I'll change the color to show. This is the reaction that is getting from the joint. Okay, and whatever you can see in the red color is the nature of force that is happening inside the uh, member, and our aim is to find nature of the force, whether it is a tension or compression. That is first our aim to find. Second is what is the magnitude of that force. These are the two aim of ours to find actually. So if there is a one beam is given, one truss is given, our aim is to find whether this member is undergoing tension or compression. That is what we need to find. And second thing is, whatever the force is acting, right, if force over here I call it as a force AB, what is the magnitude of that force? These are the two things only that we need to find. And that's what we call it as an analysis. Okay. So in that case, in this numerical, what all we need to find actually? In this numerical, we need to find the reaction, that is RA, which we found, and we need to find RD, which is again we found. The RD value was 77.5 kilonewton. The RA value is 72.5 kilonewton, and this AB, okay, you can see that there is a member first AB. The force generated in AB we call it as FAB, similarly FBC, similarly FCD, similarly FED, over here FAE, FBE, for this one is FEC. Okay, so we need to find RA, RD, FAB value, FBC value, FCD value, FED value, FAE value, and FBE value. Everything is in F. FEC value. This much we need to find actually. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 values. And that's why it is nearly 14 to 20 marks question. Okay. This numerical generally comes for 14 to 20 marks. So already we found the value of RA and RD. We need to find these next 7 values. Okay, I'll tell you how to find this next 7 values. So this is a concept over here, but this whatever the assumed member AB, and this is AE, right? This is what we assume. We took only the partial part. This doesn't stop over here only. What we does it look like in a concurrent force system? If the force is there, or does it look like that? We take this point A as it is, point A. We'll take the reaction which is going upward. Now we have a member AB, right? The force that is created by the AB is FAB. We take either it may be tension or compression. How does the tension happens? Tension goes in the both outward in the member. How does the internal resistance force goes for that? Like this, right? The same. If force is going in this opposite direction, the internal force from the joint is like this. It looks like this. Same does here. If I assume there is a tension, the internal force is going in this direction. What we are drawing for in this diagram is we are drawing the internal force diagram only. That means if the forces are going outward, that is tension. If the forces are going inward, then that is compression. That's it. Okay, this is what it is. So we call this as a force FAB. We call this as a force FAE, and we know this value is an RA, which is 72.5 kilonewton. And the angle between these two is 60 degree. These two is 90 degree. Does this looks like a perfect concurrent force system? Is it yes? Yes. This is a perfect concurrent force system, and we do solve with this with the help of individual joint is an individual concurrent force system, and we solve with the help of that itself. And how do we solve this? I'll tell you. Okay, this is easy. There is nothing to worry. Actually, trust numerical is very easy, but you need a little bit extra practice as such. Okay. Now what we do is our first step always used to find reactions. Okay, this will be our first step, and after that second step is we need to adjust or determine all angles. We need some angles, right? So if this is an equilateral triangle, this is also 60 degree. Okay, the total over here is 180 degree. So 60 plus 60, 120. Over here also 60 degree. If this becomes 180 degree, the total. And some of the three angles in the triangle is again 180. So this is also 60 degree equilateral. So this is also 60. Everything becomes 60 degree. Okay, and we already found the reactions are for this RA and RD value. RA value was 72.5 kilonewton. RD value is 77.5 kilonewton. This is also done. And what will be our next step? Our next step is assume, okay, this is my step actually. Assume all members undergo tension. That's it. Assume all member undergo tension. That means I assume first everything undergoes tension. Then if the value comes as a negative, then it becomes compression. That means we are used to assume if the force going on this direction as a positive, right, and force going on this direction as a negative. But our answer F is equal to some negative value is to come, negative 90 kilonewton. Then we have to think that okay, this is 90 kilonewton, which the force is going in this direction, right? That's the same we are assuming. We are assuming all things as an tension, but the moment it becomes a tension to compression, it becomes in a negative value. And fourth thing is, fourth step, we take the individual, okay, individual joints, individual joints, that is joint A, B, C, D, E. Once these joints are done, okay, we'll look for the fifth is, we'll look for the force, internal force. It might be majorly internal force as well as external force. What is that external force? It might be the reaction as well as external load. That is 40 kilonewton, 50 kilonewton, 60 kilonewton. We apply on that so that it looks like something in this direction, in this format. Okay. And the sixth one is we apply equilibrium equation. That's it. What is that equilibrium equation? Summation of all vertical force is equal to 0, summation of all horizontal force is equal to 0. There is a one more, summation of moment about a point is equal to 0, which we are not using itself. That means for joint A, we are using these two formula, joint B these two formula, joint C these two formula, joint whatever the joint it comes, we use only these formulas itself, nothing else. One joint I'll solve it out, you'll understand how it is easy it is. So let us go with the first joint. That is joint A. So let us take, this will be the joint A. You have to note like this itself. Just refer the basis Bhavik once again. So joint A, this is the point A. What is the reaction? This is a reaction RA. The value of RA we already found 72.5 kilonewton. What else it is there? Then there is one more thing, that is for member AE we assumed everything is in the tension, right? That means every member that undergoes tension. That is point A, point E. To counter that, from the joint you will have a resistant internal force. If this force is FAE, this also should be FAE itself. Okay. If this is not equals to FAE, the whatever the member that starts to uh, fracture or deform. So this force is FAE, and force in a FAB is, sorry, force in a AAB member is FAB. Okay, this is for joint, and we have to draw the angle 60 degree, and this is 90 degree. Now we are not at all looking to the truss diagram. We just look to this specific figure. Okay, and our aim is to find the value of FAE and FAB. That's it, done, nothing else. Okay, so what is the equilibrium equation? Summation of horizontal force is equal to 0 and summation of vertical force is equal to 0. I apply summation of horizontal force is equal to 0 as in a first equation. What is the assumption we do? Assumption is whichever going in this direction as a positive, whichever is going in this direction as the opposite direction as a negative. So now you're already very good with the sine theta and cos theta, right? The x component and y component. So I'll not individually teach you again. Just once I'll tell now. The later on I'll do directly. This is FAB and the angle is 60 degree, the x component is fx is equal to FAB cos 60 degree, and y component is FAB sin 60 degree. Remember this. Now, if I apply this, okay, if I apply this, if I add every force that is there in horizontal, what is the first force you see? FAE, and FAE is passing, going in this direction, okay, that is positive itself. So it is plus FAE. What is the one more force? One more force you see is the x component of FAB. Okay, this is FAE. Okay, FAB. FAB is x component is also moving from the left to right. So it is plus FAB cos 60 degree, which is equal to 0. Done. Okay. And second equation is summation of all vertical force is equal to 0. And let us take it as upward force as a positive, downward as a negative. So in this case, what all the upward force you see? Upward forces, one is RA, which is positive. The value of the RA is 72.5 kilonewton, plus FAB's y component, that is FAB sin 60 degree. Okay, that's it. There is no vertical force. So if I cross multiply, that means FAB is equal to, okay, minus RA divided by sin 60, which is 72.5 kilonewton divided by sin 60 degree, which is equal to minus value minus 83.716 kilonewton. Oh, the value came as a negative. But what we assumed in the first assumption, all forces are in tension, right? If something comes negative, then that is compression. So you can write this as an 83.71 compression. Okay, so we got to know the value of FAB. So we'll write here in the end, the value of FAB is 83.716, and bracket you write C, and C stands for compression. So thus we have to find FAE, FBC, FCD, FED, FEC, FEB. That's it. Okay, so it should be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. As 7 members are there, 7 force system we have to find, and we have to tell whether that is a compression or in tension. So we found that FAB, the value of FAB is 83.716 kilonewton, and this is in the compression. This member is in compression. That is what we found. Okay. Our next step is we got to know what is the value of FAB. We apply that in this formula. Okay, that is 0 is equal to FAE plus FAB cos 60. So we apply there and we find the value of FAE. So FAE is equal to minus FAB cos 60, and the value of FAB is 83.71 cos 60. And remember, there is a negative term for this itself. We have to take this minus 83 value only. Okay, do not take the value of 83 and plus 83 with a bracket compression. In the mathematics, take the negative value itself, whatever the negative value that is governed. So is this clear? If this is clear, our value of FAE becomes 41.858 kilonewton. If the answer comes in positive, this is in tension. FAE it is. So the value of FAE is 41.858 kilonewton, and it is in the tension. So is this clear? So we found 2 out of 7 by the help of joint A itself. Okay, let us go with the joint B. Okay, let us go with the joint B. Start noting down as it goes. Joint B. What is the force? You can see one external force, that is 40 kilonewton. Okay. And what is the one more force you see? One is this side. And what is the one more force you see? One is over here and one is over here. This is for joint B. So what happens for joint C? Joint C is again 50 kilonewton C. Just look through that C. One more force. All the forces we are assuming it is going outward, because we are assuming all the members are in tension. Joint C. Okay. Joint E. Two forces as well as two forces like this. And what about the joint D? Joint D, two forces, one reaction, that is RD. But if you remember clearly, okay, we already got to know the value of, let us go with from the joint B, C, E, D, okay, one by one. Joint B, we don't know what is the value of F, B, C. We don't know what is the value of F, E, B. We know the value of F, A, B, which is 83 kilonewton, which is in the tension, okay, or minus 83.76. FAB is equal to, we know that, minus 83.716. This is the value we know. In the joint C, we don't know what is the value of FBC. We don't know what is the value of FEC, and we don't know what is the value of FCD. So does the same with the joint E. We don't know what is the value of FEB, and we don't know what is the value of FEC, and we don't know what is the value of FED. Because why I am telling you is, there is a reason. We know the value of FAE. Over here, we know the value of this one as well as this one actually. FAE value. FAE value is 41.858 kilonewton. I'll tell you why we are looking like this, means why we are solving in this term. we need to see which one is most easily soluble first. That means more number of data, less number of unknowns. That one we have to solve first, and with the help of the data we got, we have to solve the others. This is a method what we are preferring. Over here, do we know what is FED? We don't know. Do we know what is the this one for the at point D? This wala. Do we know what is the force? We don't know. We don't know what is FCD. Okay, but we know value of RD. The value of the RD is, we have found as 77.5 kilonewton. So which one of these having a less number of variables out of all this? You can see here, this one will have 1 2, this one have 1 2 3, this one has 1 2 3, this one has a 1 and 2. Okay, and joint D, is easy to solve first. So what we do is we solve the easiest one, then we go to the joint whichever is next one. Okay, next to joint C, joint B, joint E. Okay, so this is why I told you we need to make this diagram and understand which is the easiest to do. And otherwise what happens, you get the values and you have to solve with the help of simultaneous equation actually. Remember, please to make sure that you are good with the simultaneous equation. Over here, if there is a two unknowns and we do not get the answer, we have to use a simultaneous equation. So in order to avoid that, I am doing this method. First, let us solve the easiest wala, get the respective values, because if I solve joint D as a first one, okay, if I solve the joint D as a first one, I got to know the value of FCD as well as FED. By moment I solve this, I solve this one also, this one also. Are you able to understand? So if I solve these two, those are interconnected to the other members. So this is how we do. Solve individual easiest first, then later move on. So let us go with the first joint D. Joint D. Okay. Remember, you maximum to maximum, you solve only 4 points over here. Because the moment you solve for, I'll take this color, I'll show you. The moment you solve for joint A, okay, take this joint A, you get this force as well as this force. The moment you start solving joint B, you get this wala and this force. The moment you try to solve the joint C, you get this force as well as this force. And the last one you solve joint D, you get this. Then what to solve in joint E? Everything is already solved. So you don't need to solve at the joint E only. Okay, this is a funda actually. This is why how we make it the complex numerical into easy. The one without using mind, he solves all the 5, but you don't need to solve all the 5. First solve the outer perimeter A, B, C, D, and E whichever is connected to everything, which will be automatically solved. Okay, so let us go with the joint D first, because it is having a easiest to two reaction. So joint D with the reaction, that is RD is equal to 77.5 kilonewton. Then FCD as well as FED, and which is making angle of 60 degree. Now let us concentrate only on this diagram. What we do is summation of horizontal force is equal to 0, So what is the horizontal force over here? What is the horizontal force you see over here? The horizontal force you see is FED, and we have taken the same, whichever goes in this direction as a positive, right? So it will be minus FED minus FCD into cos 60 degree. This is our one equation. And next is summation of vertical force is equal to 0. We have taken upward as a positive. That means upward is RD. The value of RD is 77.5. And you can see that there is a one more force, that is FCD, and it is also going upward. It's Y component, FCD sine 60 degree. So FCD is equal to minus 77.5 divided by sine 60 degree. That is equal to how much it will be? 89.489 nearly, which is in the negative. That means 89.489 in the compression. Okay, this is what it is. So we got to know the value of FCD as a this value. We apply the value of FCD over here, okay, and they get the value of FED. So if I do this one, 0 is equal to minus FED minus FCD cos 60 degree. That is almost equal to FED is equal to FCD cos 60 degree, right? Minus cos minus FCD cos 60. So we know that value of FCD is negative, which is minus 89.489 into cos 60 degree. So the value of FED becomes 44.745, and the value is positive, so it is tension. Okay, so now we found two values. The value of FCD, we found value of FCD, which is 89.489, and that is compression, and we found the value of FED, which is 44.745, which is tension. Okay, and we have a last thing to do, that is another two joints, that is joint I'll take this out. Same with this, as this concept is done. What is our next step is, we have done with the joint A, joint D. So joint A is done, joint D is also done. Now we go to the joint B in the top chord. Okay, joint B. So let me draw the diagram for joint D. This is a point, that is B. There is a vertical force, that is 40 kilonewton. All the members are assumed as in the tension. So three members, that is FBC, FAB, F. What was another thing? That is F. How much? FBE it is. Okay. The angles it is making is 60 degree as well as 60 degree. remember one thing, if I take this as an x-axis, this force is making a 60 degree also, right? Remember this. Hmm? Do not FAB is making a 60 degree to x-axis also. Either x-axis it is making 60 degree or 120 degree. Any one you can take. So let us solve. Summation of vertical force is equal to 0 and summation of horizontal force is equal to 0. Only two things we need to do. If I do summation of vertical force is equal to 0, but I do know the value of FAB already, that is minus 83.716, okay, kilonewton. I know value of FAB already. So what all the vertical force? This is a vertical force. This is a vertical force. Y component. Its y component is vertical force. So it is, and we have taken upward force as a positive. Is there any upward force? None of them are upward force actually. Everything is going downward. So what will be the value? That is minus 40 if I take this as a first force. Second is if I take FAB, let me take FAB because we already know the value of FAB. That is minus FAB sine 60. Okay, because I am taking with help of this as a theta to x-axis. So that reason. And FBE sine 60 degree, the same. Just make sure your sine and cos thing that is clear. So everything is in the negative, okay, everything comes in a negative, that is equal to 0, okay, summation of all the vertical force is equal to 0. So I know the value of FAB as a minus of 83.716 minus of, okay. If I apply everything, I got the value for FBE. I got the value of FBES. This is just a calculation thing which you can do by yourself. No need of concept as such. FBE is equal to 37.5279 kilonewton. And the answer, uh, if the answer is in a positive value, that means the member is in tension. Now the second thing is horizontal force is equal to 0. All the summation of the horizontal force is equal to 0. And this side has a positive. Left to right. What all the horizontal forces are there? One is FBC. We don't know the value of FBC because we just found the value of FBE. And we know the value of FAB. So this one we don't know. Let us find that. First is plus FBC, then plus FBE cos 60 minus FAB cos 60 degree. Okay, this one's component is going in this direction, this one's component is going on other direction. So that is it. So once it is done, we already know the value of FAB, that is 83.716 minus, okay, minus 83, and we know the value of FABE, that is 37.5279. So if I take FBC in the other side, so FBC is equal to FB minus FBC is equal to something, this all term will come. I'll take plus FBC is equal to minus of the whole answer. The minus of whole answer is 60.62195. So that is minus 60.62195. Everyone wants this, after finishing this video, just try to solve on your own first. Okay, you will definitely understand. The moment you don't understand, come back to the video and see it. So you do this reverse engineering. Try to solve one. If you understand one joint, right, try to solve the other all joints, and try to make the mistakes. When you make the mistake, come back and listen and see it. So this is 60.6215, and which is in the negative, which means 60.62195, which is kilonewton, which is in the compression. So we got to know the value of FBC also now. The value of FBC is 60.62195 in the compression, and we got to know value of FBE or FEB, both is same. FBE or FBB both is same, that is 60 point, sorry, that is 32.5279, which is in the tension. So before proceeding itself, let me draw it. Let me show you. FAB is in compression, FAE is in tension, FBC is in compression, FCD is in compression, okay, and FED, okay, FED is in tension. Can you see the bottom chord is in the tension and all the top chords are in the compression, right? And web member is also generally used to be in the tension only. So this is tension. If I found everything, what is the one thing that is left to find? What is the one thing that is left to find? That is FEC. And with help of one joint, we'll find it out. I think we can take the joint C itself. Joint C. So if I take joint C, you see it clearly. I have taken the joint C. This is C. There is a load, external load, 50 kilonewton. Three forces. I already know the value of FBC. I already know the value of FCD. I want to know the value of FED. That's it. Because FCD value is 89.489, which is negative, okay, because of compression. FBC value is minus 60.62195. But I don't know what is the value of FED. So either you can use summation of all horizontal forces equal to 0 or summation of all vertical forces equal to 0, any one equation and find it out. You don't need to put both equation over here, okay. So summation of all vertical force is equal to 0. Let me take this, and upward force as a positive. What all the upward force over here you see here? One is this one as a vertical force as 50 kilonewton. This one's FCD is Y component, FED is Y component. That's it. So if I do that, summation of all vertical force is equal to 0. Upward as a positive, right? So 50 kilonewton is going downward, so negative. Done. FCD's Y component is going downward, so that is minus. I'll take it as a minus of minus 89.489, okay. Sine 60 degree. Again minus, because this one's also X component is going downward. This one's also X component is going, so Y component is going downward, right? Both Y component. FED sine 60. And in this whole equation, which is the unknown thing? This is the unknown thing. So find that, get the value done. So FED is equal to, I'll do this one, okay. So FED is equal to minus 50 plus 89.489 sin 60 divided by sin 60. If you solve this all, you get a value of FCE. Okay, this is, sorry, there's one wrong. This is C, right? This is C. FCE is the value comes as 31.754 kilonewton, and the answer is plus, so it is tension. So this one also becomes tension. Now what you can see over here, all the top chords are in the compression, all the bottom chords are in the tension, and web member also in the tension. Okay, so this might be a 15 marks question. Okay, this generally comes for 15 marks question. So but this doesn't end over here only. Okay, this doesn't end over here. You have to do one diagram actually. I'll show you what is that. To do that, let me cut this border. Okay. Let me take this also. Okay. What is our next thing to do is, we have to uh, draw what all we got actually. I'll show you how to draw that. We have to first show what all members in what all nature of forces. So we got to know FAB is in the compression. You have to write C, and the value of that is FAB is 83.716, and also remember, you have to give one more. This is the last thing. Okay, like this only it should be last answer. It should look like this. One more thing, the compression you should show like this. For tension you should show like this. This is for tension, this is for compression. Okay, that means for tension force is going in this direction as well as in this direction, right? So this is compression. Coming to the next, FBC, we got to know the FBC value as 60.62 kilonewton. Don't forget to write the kilonewton, and the member is in FBC compression. So does this is also in the compression FCD. The value of FCD is 89.489 kilonewton. Then the bottom chord is in the tension, both is in the tension. You have to draw this and write the value. FAE value is 41.858 kilonewton. Okay. So that FED is the value is FED value 44.745 kilonewton. If what is the left over is these two are also in the tension itself. So the value of FEC, the value of FEC is 31.75 kilonewton. The value of FEB, just make sure that you just write it clearly, okay? FEB is 32.5279 kilonewton, kilonewton, done. And the last thing I'll do with the help of the marker itself. So now this thing, whether the compression and the tension, I'll take this as a compression, and if both are going towards, I take it as a tension. So okay, for first member AB, that is in the compression, I have to draw the compression thing. That is, both are moving away from each other. This is a force. So that this is also compression. This is compression. This is compression. Which are all in the tension? Sorry, these two are in the tension only, right? So this is in the tension. So both are going towards each other. This is going towards each other. So this is how it should be, okay? And then it looks very too much, but yet it should show like this something. They should understand that forces are going in which direction. You see at the point E, every force is going away from that point, and if you draw this much, you get the full marks. Okay, you have to draw this part and write the whatever the force and whatever the tension, or whether it is in tension or compression, you get the full marks. This is the end of the numerical. Okay, I forgot the one more thing, that is the reaction. Okay, don't do this like me. The reaction value is 72.5 kilonewton and 77.5 kilonewton. Okay, if you do this, this is a final exact done numerical answer. Okay, they generally look for the last one itself directly. If this is correct, everything is correct. So this is your answer. So last solution. Last you have to put in the box and show this. This is what I have done it. And one more small concept they might ask, okay, they might, generally they don't ask, they might ask. That small concept is, you already have your whatever the compression, tension, everything is there. They give in the question itself. Okay, let's go to the this diagram. Okay, this is a little bit clean at least. Okay, what they will tell us is 1 meter of, okay, 1 meter of that whatever member will weigh, it will weigh around 20 kg. Okay, around 20 kg. Then what is the self weight of the truss? What is the self weight of the truss? They will ask this question. That means they will give like this, okay? They'll give like this. The unit weight, I hope you know what is a unit weight, right? Unit weight per meter, unit weight is equal to 20 kg per meter they will give, okay? 20 kg per meter they will give, something like this they will give. And they will tell to find the self weight. How to do this? Easy. I'll take some, okay, I'll take this color. You have to see how much it is length, 2 meter plus 2 meter, that is 4. Now this is 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. You have to calculate the length of that member, because over here it is equilateral, so that you can find it easily. If the triangle is not equilateral, you have to find it with the help of sin theta and cos theta. Okay, so what you have to do is just you have to total length of member is 14 meter, and per meter they said as 20 kg per meter. Then self weight, okay, self weight is 14 into 20. So 14 meter into 20 kg per meter. Meter get cancelled. The answer lies whatever it is, 280 kg. That's it. Okay, this is how it is to be finding the weight of the or self weight of the truss. They might ask this. Okay, so that's it all about the numerical. So just make sure that you understand the numericals to calculate the reactions of cantilever beam as well as simply supported beam. Once it is done, just make sure that you know how to calculate the concurrent force equilibrium conditions. Okay, where equilibrium condition is summation of all vertical force is equal to 0, summation of all horizontal force is equal to 0. Okay, just do that, you will finish, you'll understand most of the concept. And if they're asking about the self weight is always given in terms of they'll give you the dimensions. Just make sure that the dimensions are in the volume term or per meter term. Okay, they'll say that either in this term they'll give you all the dimensions, the dimension of the bars, and they'll tell you to find the length. You have to calculate the length by yourself manually and multiply with the unit weight, or else they will give you per meter this much will be the weight. That means you have a 20 meters of pipe. In that they'll say if 1 meter is equals to 2 kg, 20 meter of pipe will be weighing around 2 into 2 is 40 kg. So they'll give in these two concept majorly. If they give in the examination, write it out. Okay, I hope this is clear. We'll finish it off by this one numerical. And this one numerical is simply enough to understand and to solve all other numericals also. And just remember one small thing, okay? That small thing is there might be a horizontal load and horizontal reaction might come if this is a hinged wala. Okay, you need to get ready to answer this one also. Okay then, see you.